Jesus was an itinerant, wandering Jewish teacher who claimed to be the Messiah and the Jewish Son of Man. And then what we have generally within the Christian context of our scriptures is we have, 29 books in the New Testament, but basically we have 4 ancient biographies of eyewitness testimony. The earliest dates between, say, 55, and then the last was written between 70 and 90, depending on, which scholar we talk to. But we also have, information that's outside of Scripture, extra biblical information. One that I've just come across recently, and it's a 2025 book by T.T. Schmidt about the Jewish historian Josephus. And basically it was about his sources. And there I find, from my perspective, they're incredible. So Josephus wrote Antiquity of the Jews. He actually wrote about 500,000 words. And his book Antiquity of the Jews was written in about 93, 94. But his father was an eminent priest, and Josephus himself was raised in Jerusalem. So Josephus was born in 37, so his father was a priest at the time. And because it was Passover, almost all the Jews and certainly all the Levites, the priests would have returned to Jerusalem. So it's quite possible or even probable that Josephus' father was in Jerusalem for the weekend of the Crucifixion. But even more so, at about AD 60, he was actually a general serving in the Jewish army under Ananus II. Well, Ananus II was the high priest that was responsible for putting James, the brother of Jesus, to death by stoning during a turnover in the Roman governorship, shall we say. But it gets even more. Ananus II was the son of Ananus I, who, when we're reading Mark's gospel, that was where Jesus was brought on the night of his trial. We don't know how old Ananus II was, but it's possible that he would have been alive and there that night. So, there's some incredible sources there from Josephus, and especially because, Ananus II was his commanding officer. They exchanged over 60 letters. There would have been, I would assume, ample opportunity to talk about it. So then when we hear what Josephus wrote, now there's questions about what he wrote, but there's certainly a historical core that most scholars would agree to. So we have some pretty incredible evidence for the basis of the Christian story.